Hi boys and girls, Miss Karen here from the Estates Branch Library. So excited that you're back for another edition of Collier Kids Read. We're happy that you're here. We miss you and hope to be able to see you soon. Before I get started on my stories today, I want to just remind you and your parents we love comments on our Facebook story, so if you can please comment, share our story times, get the word out there that we're online, and also if you could look for our survey online on our Facebook page and fill that out. That's really helpful to us. So let's get started with our stories. I'm doing some stories today about colors. Now I know Miss Julie did some color stories last week, but there's so many good stories about colors out there. So we'll begin. My first story is I Ain't Gonna Paint No More, and it's written by Karen Beaumont and illustrated by David Catro. And it's published by Harcourt Incorporated, and we thank them for allowing us to read the story today. I Ain't Gonna Paint No More by Karen Beaumont, illustrated by David Catro. One day my mama caught me painting pictures on the floor and the ceiling and the walls and the curtains and the door, and I heard my mama holler like I never did before. You ain't gonna paint no more. Ooh, that's a mess, isn't it? See where she's putting them? I ain't gonna paint no more, no more. I ain't gonna paint no more. Ooh, look at that. That's what I say, but there ain't no way that I ain't gonna paint no more. So I take some red and I paint my head. Now I ain't gonna paint no more. Ah, what the heck? Gonna paint my neck. Now I ain't gonna paint no more. Still, I just can't rest till I paint my chest. Now I ain't gonna paint no more. Guess there ain't no harm if I paint my arm. Now I ain't gonna paint no more. Look at, he drew little ants on it. I ain't gonna paint no more, no more. I ain't gonna paint no more. But I just can't stand not to paint my hand. Now I ain't gonna paint no more. Then I see some black, so I paint my back. Now I ain't gonna paint no more. Like an Easter egg, gonna paint my leg. Now I ain't gonna paint no more. You know that's not true. You know this is gonna keep going. Still, I ain't complete till I paint my feet. Now I ain't gonna paint no more. I ain't gonna paint no more, no more. I ain't gonna paint no more. But I'm such a nut, gonna paint my what? Y'all don't faint, 'cause there ain't no paint, so I ain't gonna paint no more. There he is in the tub. The end. I like the illustrations in that book. David Catro always uses a lot of color when he illustrates. So let's play a little rhyme here. And I brought Rosey along. Remember Rosey? Hey, say hi, Rosey. All right, Rosey, you're going to help me with the mouse in the house? All right, so what we're going to do, there's a mouse in one of these houses, okay? All right, do you know your colors? All right, which one? Orange, red, yellow. Very good, Rosey, very good. So I want you to pick one of these colors. Oh, do you remember that Rosey likes orange? You like orange, don't you? Okay, so let me say my rhyme. Little mouse, are you in the orange house? Oh, no mouse in the orange house. Okay, Rosey, I need you to find another color. You want to do what, the yellow? Okay, all right, here we go. Little mouse, are you in the yellow house? No mouse in the yellow house. So what color's left? Red, right. Okay, little mouse, are you in the red house? Whoa, there's our mouse. Good job, Rosey. Good job helping find that mouse. All right, say goodbye to the boys and girls. Bye-bye, see you later. Very nice, very nice. All right, so let's do another story. And I know that you know this story. It's Pete the Cat. And Pete the Cat is one of my favorite storytime characters. It's Pete the Cat, I love my white shoes. And the art is done by James Dean. He's the creator of Pete the Cat. And the story is by Eric Litwin. Let's see who the publisher is. The publisher is HarperCollins, so we thank them for allowing us to read this book today. Pete the Cat, I love my white shoes. Pete the Cat was walking down the street in his brand new white shoes. Pete loved his white shoes so much he sang this song. I love my white shoes. I love my white shoes. I love my white shoes. Oh no! Pete stepped in a large pile of strawberries. What color did it turn his shoes? You know what color? Red, right. Did Pete cry? Goodness, no. He kept walking along and singing his song. I love my red shoes. I love my red shoes. I love my red shoes. Oh no! Pete stepped into a large pile of blueberries. What color did it turn his shoes? Right, blue. Did Pete cry? Goodness, no. He kept walking along and singing his song. I love my blue shoes. I love my blue shoes. I love my blue shoes. Oh no! Pete stepped into a large puddle of mud. What color did it turn his shoes? Right, brown. Did Pete cry? Goodness, no. He kept walking along and singing his song. I love my brown shoes. I love my brown shoes. I love my brown shoes. Oh no! Pete stepped in a bucket of water, and all the brown and all the blue and all the red were washed away. What color were his shoes again? Right. They were back to being white, but now they were wet. Did Pete cry? Goodness, no. He kept walking along and singing his song. I love my wet shoes. I love my wet shoes. I love my wet shoes. The moral of Pete's story is, no matter what you step in, keep walking along and singing your song. Because it's all good. The end. The end. Well, thanks for joining us, boys and girls. Let me show you a craft. This is really something different, okay? What you're going to need is some newspaper and a piece of white paper, preferably a piece of cardstock, okay? Because it's a little bit sturdier. And some corn syrup and some food coloring. And if you have a toothpick and a paintbrush. So what you do is you pour some of the corn syrup onto the paper and you spread it with the paintbrush, kind of get it all around. I'll just do a simple little sample here, but when you're doing it, do the entire paper, okay? So you're gonna spread it out, nice and thin like that. And then you're gonna take your food coloring and you're just gonna make drops, like very slowly, here, there, okay? And we'll use a different color. And what happens is when the food coloring hits the paper, it kind of starts to run. I don't know if you can see it running there. Be very careful with your food coloring, you know, you don't want to get it on you because it stains. So you can kind of see that it's running. And if you take your toothpick and just kind of help guide it along with some different colors, and it begins to run. So let it do its thing, let it dry overnight, and then let me show you what it looks like. This is really neat, and it's rock hard, okay? And I've had this for 3 years in my drawer. So I'm not sure what that says about corn syrup, but it's a cool art project, okay? And it's not sticky or anything like that. So that's how it turns out. So enjoy, have fun, and tune in to us tomorrow. Thanks.